right, welcome back to another week for math. You just finished up section A, so now we are on the very last topic for 6th grade advanced math. So we're going to get into section B, another 7th grade topic. So if you want to refer to Khan Academy, again, make sure you're going to the 7th grade grade level and then searching multiplying and dividing rational numbers. So we're going to start today with B1, multiplying integers. It's very similar to section A, which is 5 topics. We're going to be multiplying, dividing with integers, and then converting back and forth between fractions and decimals, which we already did. Just a quick review. And then we'll get into multiplying and dividing with rational numbers, take a quiz, and then that will be it for 6th grade. So I am going to find lesson B1, which is on page 550, if you're following along in your regular book. So when we multiply integers, it says right here, consider the following method for evaluating 3 within parentheses, -2 plus 4. So we have two different options. We can either just follow the order of operations and do parenthesis work, remembering all the rules that we learned in section A with adding, subtracting integers. So -2 plus 4 would just be +2. Keep the sign for the bigger number. Bring your 3 over. I would do this underneath, and then 3 times 2 is 6. Or we can use the distributive property. Remember, when we have a number directly outside of a parenthesis, we can distribute that to everything inside the parenthesis. Remember, distribute means to pass out. So that's all they did here. They passed the 3 to the -2, and then they passed the 3 to the 4. 3 times -2 is going to be -6. -6 plus 3 times 4 is just 12. -6 plus 12 is going to be 6. So you'd get the same answer regardless of what method you use. So you got options. Okay, so just some key ideas, very simple. I have a nice visual that I'd like to go with, but multiplying integers with the same sign. The product of the two integers with the same sign is always going to be positive. Doesn't matter if you have two positive numbers. You learned this back in 3rd grade. 2 times 3 is 6. But also, as long as the integers have the same sign, your answer is going to be positive. So -2 times -3 is still going to be +6. However, when you have integers with different signs, one is positive, one is negative, or one is negative and one is positive, the answer will always be negative. And my little picture just displays it like this. Think of 2 smiley faces. 2 positives, it's going to get a positive answer. 2 negatives, you're going to have a positive answer. They look like smiley faces. Oops. Over here, when we have different symbols, different integers, positive and negative, no matter what the order, it's going to be a sad face. That's going to give you a negative answer. So again, if you have your ISN or notes that you're taking, you might want to just jot down this, just a quick visual to kind of get it into long-term memory on when your answers are positive and when they're negative. So now in example 1, they go through a couple examples. Again, you can pause, look what they're doing. It kind of walks you through everything. And I'm just going to do these 6 problems at the bottom with you. So I'm going to follow my smiley face, sad face rules and just get started. So just 5 times 5, just like 3rd grade work, that's just going to be 25. I got 2 negatives, so my answer is still going to be positive. And then just multiply. 1 times 9 is 9. Yeah, my dog hears something in the background. Probably sees a squirrel. Over here we have 2 negatives. So again, looking at our visual, I know my answer is going to be positive. 7 times 8 is just going to be 56. Moving on. We got a positive and a negative. That's going to be a sad face. So my answer is going to be a negative, and now 12 times 2 is just 24, so a -24. positive and a negative, it's going to give me a negative answer. 4 times 6 is 24. And then anything times 0 is going to be 0. And remember, 0 is not positive and it's not negative. It's just 0. And that's it. Pretty easy. I don't even think it's easier than the adding and subtracting. So, you're fine. Okay, so now we can evaluate expressions. So following the order of operations, I'm going to just walk you through a couple examples. Here, again, you can pause, look what they're doing, look at all the steps listed off to the side. I'm just going to walk you through these 3 right here. Alrighty, I already have them down here. So the first one, I'm multiplying everything up, but I see a 0, so it doesn't matter what's going on over here. No matter what I get, as soon as I multiply it by 0, it's going to be 0, so that's done. Okay, over here I need to do exponent first. Remember, 3 to the 3rd power, you got to remember that's 3 times 3 times 3. It's not 3 times 3. You got to write the 3 times. So 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. Bring everything else down. Remember the subtraction rule. We cannot subtract. So what do? We add the opposite. And so now we have a positive and a negative. So I'm going to subtract the 2. So 27 minus 24 is 3. And I'm going to keep the sign of the larger number. So there's that answer. And then over here, before I even do anything, since I'm seeing subtraction problems, I'm going to change that and add the opposite. So this is going to become positive. That's going to be a negative 7. I'm going to add, and that's going to become a negative 5. Now, here's where I got the 2 options. I can either distribute the 7 or I can just work in parentheses. I think it's easier just to work inside the parentheses. So 3 plus a negative 5, I got different symbols, so I'm going to subtract and keep the larger symbol. So 5 minus 3 is 2. Keep the larger symbol, negative 2. Bring down my parentheses. I'm going to put my negative sign in front a little bit easier so I can see easier. And now I have that. So now remember, when I have a number directly next to a parenthesis, I multiply. So I have 2 negative numbers. So going back up to my visual, that's up over here. I got 2 negatives. Scooch that down. So that's going to give me a positive answer. So just 7 times 2 is going to be 14. Bring down my plus, bring down my 10. 10 plus 14 is 24. And that's it for multiplying integers. Kind of easy, especially if you look at these signs. And then, of course, once you're getting into order of operations, you might have to refer back to the notes that we learned in section A. So you got 10 problems waiting for you in bigideas.com. Good luck and have a great day, guys. Miss you all.